You need to see a specialist. We'll set you up with an appointment.
Okay. Is this specialist good?
Of course, he's very good.
How do I know he's good?
Because I said so.
How do you know?
I see him in the hall and he doesn't seem like a jerk. Also, most of the patients I sent him come back happy.
And I'm supposed to trust my life to him based on this?
Yes.
I don't feel good about that.
It's better than if I sent you to him because he gives me fruit baskets.
Still.
Well, you would see him and talk to him. Then, pretty much, you decide based on whether you like him.
That seems kind of unscientific.
You could look up what people say on the web. But then you find out what people who post on the web think, and a lot of them are, to be honest, not the people whose advice you want to be taking.
Then how do I tell if he's a good doctor?
What do you mean by a good doctor?
You know, good.
It's a more complicated question than you'd think.
I just want to know I'm seeing a good doctor.
Am I a good doctor?
That's a ridiculous question. You are the best.
But do you actually know that?
I trust you with my life.
I appreciate that. Thank you. But truly, what information do you base it on?
All of my friends love you.
So I'm lovable. That's nice. But does it really mean I'm a good doctor?
You're a good listener.
That is important. But is it really all you're looking for? Your hairdresser is probably a good listener, but you don't go to her for medical care.
You're really smart.
How do you know?
You always sound smart.
So we've established that I'm personable, and I sound authoritative.
You make that sound bad.
It's not bad. It's just not a lot to go on.
But you were great.
Pretty much we've established that you like me. I can confirm from surveys that most patients like me.
See?
Most patients like almost every doctor. Even if they're actually terrible.
Oh.
But I have a high percentile rank. More patients like me than like most doctors. Still, that really only says that patients think I'm good, not that they have any real reason to.
Oh. Maybe I know you were a good doctor because you went to a good school.
Sure. But would you trust any doctor just because they went to my school?
Probably not. Do you think you're a good doctor?
Actually, yes. I think I'm better than about 3/4 of doctors.
Good.
It turns out every doctor thinks that. We each think we are not perfect, but above average. We are like the children of Lake Wobegon.
That's ridiculous.
You think we're above average too. Almost everybody thinks their doctor is well above average. It's Lake Wobegon again.
But what does it really mean to be a good doctor?
You tell me.
I guess, being good at keeping people healthy.
That's a great idea. You want outcomes data.
What's that?
Information about how good the health outcomes are for the problems a doctor takes care of. Like, whether my patients have good blood pressure and good diabetes control. Or for a surgeon, how often their patients do well after surgery.
Yes. Can I find that out?
Well, sort of.
Sort of?
Until recently the answer was just no. There was no way at all to find that out. No one kept track.
No one kept track?
No one kept track. And then some places started to keep track internally, but didn't tell anyone outside. And then insurance companies started tracking some of it, but more on how expensive doctors were than on how well their patients did. Then, some places started to publish collective data about institutions, but not individual doctors.
What about now?
Now there are starting to be some published data on how individual doctors do.
Good.
But it's still complicated.
Why?
Well, with limited data and a lot of variables, it's hard to draw meaningful conclusions about the doctor's effectiveness.
Oh.
Also, if my numbers are good, it might be because I am taking good care of people. Or it might be that I only take care of healthy and compliant patients to start with.
Oh.
Or even, if I really want my numbers to look good, I might drive the ones who would make me look bad out of my practice.
You wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. But some people do. You can't tell by looking at the numbers.
That's terrible.
Sometimes people might even do it in a very subtle way without realizing it. Not be quite as nice to the people who are making them look bad, and then maybe they're less likely to come back.
Oh.
On the other hand, a doctor who is very good might attract the sickest patients, and then their numbers would look worse.
This is confusing.
We think so too.
How do you pick your own doctor?
A friend told me she was good. She's personable, and she sounds authoritative. So I love her and I trust her with my life.
You're teasing me.
No, it's true. I really do.
Oh,
So, do you want to make an appointment with the specialist?
I guess so. If you were sure he's good.
Of course, I'm sure.